Hey guys, how you doing today? This be Gizmo, and I got to thinking, uh, community. Yeah, anybody remember that word? I think that's what we are, right? We're a community of like-minded people, developers, all trying to achieve our own goals or looking for new solutions to answers we haven't found, right? I mean, that's just the general consensus of a community. And yeah, that's always been my stance on it, right? I mean, we always go back to the glory days, but one day these days are going to be the glory days, right? Age of exploration, and that's what I feel like I'm in when I'm dealing with this. With that said, I think I would like to get on to my next topic, so I'm going to be breaking this up into little chunks as I try to talk about the various topics I want to get across on community content, and if it's a good idea for me to take a little bit of time and make a few tutorial videos on how to share what you're working with another individual or anybody else, the parts and the pieces that you generate with the world builder and your own templates and scripting code and things like that. Yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so while while we talk about the next part, which is the parts and pieces of a game, and what kind of parts and pieces do we have, and skills and roles in which people can play in developing said games. So, with the tools that we have at hand, we have world building. That's a skill, right? I mean, that takes time. If you like world building, there are plenty of people out there that would enjoy your worlds. You know, doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be complicated, right? Um, Maybe people who are world builders, can't can't code, but they can make worlds. Like, so you find coder, right? Developing a team. So even if you like could get a group of people together and just mess around, you could make something kind of interesting with this. you know so it's different pieces, right? So just a developer could just log in, a map builder guy could girl person could just walk in and say, hey, I'm going to work with this and play around, and we'll get like some little prototype thing set up. And so it's really not that hard, but finding a platform in which to do that, again, it's too early to talk about, because again, in the early state of what we have. But hopefully a day like that is early approaching here, right? And we can take steps, or at least find some way to get this information out, right? So that's like the important part, in which how do we share, right? And that could be like a epic 20-mile long. We've had that discussion 7 trillion times in the other Discord channel. If you guys remember, I stayed out of most of it, but like, you guys get it, right? Just everybody's got their own way. So the basic premise is at least understanding how you can share stuff. So if you feel that that's the case, and maybe that you're a developer that wants to learn how to make games, maybe this might seem a little bit intimidating, and I'm telling you, it's easier than it looks and feels. Like anything, it's a hiccup, it's a bump, you have to get over the initial hurdles. But I guarantee you, once you log in, change something, you'll be off on an adventure, that you'll probably never recover from, like the rest of us junkies. So it's important getting people in, letting them get a feel, a little bit of help to get them started, right? For the people who don't understand, that's going to be a big hurdle. And for people who are experienced, it's going to be a thank you guide to just get me to where I can type code and wreck this stuff, right? That's what we care about. So again, I'm looking for any information on what you guys, if you are watching, I got a few views, some subscribers, what you want. Try to get some really structured, good guides on parts and pieces, as there's intermediate levels, advanced levels, basic levels, right? And it depends, right? So don't expect to make a fully blown explosive. Um, yeah, whatever you're doing code wise, start simple, start small, start in pieces, tackle parts, try them, test them, modify them. You know, that's what this is all about. And it's a discovery. And as this engine builds and this game builds and the core builds up in size, as I'm assuming it will over time, more clarity is going to be needed for those additions for map makers if they change the world builder, and various things like that. So just want to talk about like community based stuff. If you need any videos, if you need any help, leave a message here, subscribe. Yeah, you know, and I have a little time here and there. This is my number one hobby. It has been for the last 30, almost 35 years now. Yeah, I'm getting old. And yeah, I just like messing around with this stuff, guys. And I like sharing. I like to see what other people make. And again, every developer out there suffers from the same problem. You can play your game, but you never get to play it like the players do, because you know where everything's at, right? No matter how you know. So if you can elevate others to make content and things like that, then guess what? You get a treat, because you get to enjoy something as a gamer. And sometimes that's fun too. And that's what communities are all about, right? So I'm going to cut this video short. Just wanted to go over that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'll see you in future videos, and thank you for watching.